I found out how it works. That was lame.
And so, I stabbed him. Ha 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 ha. Cheers.
We do not promote drinking.
But we do promote stabbing. You know, it has been a while, chat, since you've seen me here in VR.
Oh!
Are you fuck?
But now, after around 11 episodes of VR Chat Storytime, we've actually, finally, made it into VR.
The expressions
Oh, no.
are... Like my expressions
Oh no!
I should sniff.
Oh, like if you're doing this.
Look what I've picked out here. Look at that. Look at that.
Ew.
Mistress Milky. What the fuck? Scared the living crap out of me, man. So, they're in there, but the door's locked.
This is insider information. This is the story of how I have touched dead bodies.
Ooh.
Real dead bodies. This is the standard icebreaker that I do when I meet somebody, out at the bar or whatever, because it's very weird. But
Hey, babe, do you want to come back to the morgue with me?
Exactly.
Hey, at least you're not
This is
pulling a
when
Logan
I was in
Paul, we're
high
good.
school. Freshman year, first official job. Let's put it that way. I was working for cash under the table at a local funeral home because they needed help with, grass work, hanging up Christmas lights, stuff for the funeral home. It was nonsensical. It was easy, and I was just doing it when I got out of school. One day, I get called into the basement. And normally, this is off limits. I was told not to go into the basement when I first got there. They didn't elaborate on it, but it was a funeral home, and I'm not a dumbass, so I can kind of put two and two together, and it's like, all right, I'm not going to go down there because there's obviously dead bodies down there. And sure enough, brought me into the basement. It looked like a giant freezer vault door. They opened it up. And the guy I was working with brought me in. He's like, hey, Chaz, I need your help with this. I'm just going to move this box. Move the box. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. Whatever.
But yeah.
It was a box, right? It was a box. So I go in, I move the box. It takes 2 seconds. And it didn't even process at the time what I was doing because I'm like, whatever. It's just work. I was hungry and I wanted lunch or something. I don't remember, but I wasn't thinking. After I moved the box, though, he calls me back in and he's like, oh, I need help moving this. This is how he said it. And I'm like, what? That didn't sit right. And I knew what was coming. So it was like I woke up just suddenly, just bam. I was awake. And I look around when I'm in this
thinking about lunch
room.
anymore.
No, it was no longer thinking about Burger King anymore. I was thinking about the dead bodies that were around me. And I'm looking around, and there's
Tasty.
3 bodies in this room. And they're propped up, just like on like operating room tables is how I would describe it. But, there was 2 guys and this one woman, and they had like sheets over them except for their faces. And I'm like, what the hell is happening right now?
But I'm hungry, so dig in.
Yeah, exactly. They were embalming tables, and he brought me over to one of the ones that was, it was down. It wasn't like propped up, and it honestly looked like a leather garbage bag on it. He's like, I need help moving this to this one. I'm like, all right, whatever. I moved it, which turned out to be a body. Had no idea, but it was a body. And it didn't hit me until multiple days after kind of what I was doing because I thought it was a prank. I thought he brought me into like the embalming room, and the people that were there were some of the other workers that I worked with. And they were gonna come alive and chase me down, or try to scare me or something.
Oh, that's evil.
No, they were
Initiation
they were
prank.
straight up dead people. And I remember walking in, and the smell, it was like
Fruity.
It's so hard for me to describe, but it's so distinct in my memory. It's like a not like like a baby diaper smell. I don't know how to describe it.
It's
Like
like
rotting
a
flesh. No, it's not
rotting
like
flesh,
rotting
because
flesh, or not like
it's-
decomposition or anything. It's just weird. It was
if
like
you've ever been in if you've ever been in a biology class where they had you dissect
Yes.
things, it's the
Yes,
same exact
same smell.
It's embalming.
Same
it's
exact smell.
embalming fluid. It's embalming
Oh.
fluid, and I forget what it's made of.
we had
Yeah.
to dissect a cat when I was in 8th grade, and it was the same exact smell as that. That's all I can link it to. And yeah, no, it was multiple dead bodies. Saw them. It didn't even faze me at the time because I thought it was a prank. But so carried him, moved him. I got to ride in a hearse, which was cool. You know, it was.
That would be the highlight.
It was stylish.
Hey,
it was
I
a
get
good
to ride in a
summer
hearse
job.
and I'm not dead.
They had like a little sales room where you could go in and buy coffins. You know, if you knew you were gonna die or you were planning for your inevitable demise, you know, you could go and get a thing. And then when you do die, they've got an elevator. You have a little ride on the elevator because they put you in the coffin. They make you look nice. They put makeup on you. And if you had like a last will where you're like, hey, you know, I want to wear this or I want to wear whatever, they would have honored it. And I met the woman that does the makeup when I was there, and she's one of the nicest people to this day that I've met. And this was like 13, 14 years ago. She does the dead person's makeup to make them look, you know, alive and back to normal. People have a wide variety of things when they die. Like the ones that stuck out to me when I was there, and I was only there for a couple months, but one guy he was like a big bar guy, not like an alcoholic, but he liked to go to the bar and have mixed drinks. So he had a stir stick in his pocket of his burial suit that he was in. And then another person was actually a professional clown. And I'm dead serious. The woman put clown makeup on, so he was like his clown persona.
Ah, that's very nice. You look gorgeous. Oh my.
When he was buried.
I love that.
Super
Dude, it was wild. That was my first unofficial job under the table that I did for a summer. I went from that to being a KFC fry cook. That's a story for another day. So I'm giving this creature a gift. Oh no, my desktop, it can't handle it. Oh no, all right, there we go.
I wonder if we can actually find someone to 3D model your like body paint.
Shit. My what? Oh,
like
There it
3D
is.
scan your body, and then we'll put you in VR chat like for reals. Tell you what, like if I put that out there, guaranteed someone's gonna have a go at making it. So I'll just say to everybody watching the video, don't try and make that whatsoever.
Nah.
Don't. We get a nice close up of that blunt. Look at this guy. He turns up with the bright eyes and he's smoking the good kush.
Every year when I go to furry conventions, I always bring like cameras or vintage tech with me to cons because I always want to do like a lot of fun, you know, projects at cons. So every year I always bring vintage cameras and films. For this one, I'm gonna talk about the VHS camcorder that I brought with me to BLFC, and I went through like when I showed up at the airport, you know, at TSA, basically I had this big bulky looking case with me, and the lady goes, "Honey, you can't bring that on board." Well, why? Is that a drone? No, no, it's a camera. A camera? Yeah. So I slap it on the table, open it up, show her, and she goes, "Damn, honey, this thing's ancient as hell."
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I was like, yeah, this is like from the 80s. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll scan it. I'm like, okay. So we put it through the machine one time. They look at the computer. They're like, what the? Put it again. They put it through again. Look at the screen. They're like, help. All right, again. They put it through the machine again, and they're like, sir, come here real quick. Sir, can you come here? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, you got a battery pack in the camera? Is there a way you can take it out? Oh yeah, sure. Take it out, put it on there. Like, they had to go through that machine like 10 times because of that battery in the camera, you know?
No
So yeah,
way.
they put it in, they're like, all right, yeah. Just because of that one battery pack in the camera. They're like, after they took it out and put it in there, they go through it and they're like, all right, hon, you're good to go. All right, thank you. Because that's the only battery pack I have. I had to go on Amazon and get that thing because the battery pack I have for the old camera is already dead. Like, every time I bring film on board, I have to make sure it never goes through the X-ray machine. People are like, okay, how do you get through TSA? I go, well, you don't put it through the X-ray machine. You actually put it in a Ziploc bag and tell them, hey, can you hand check this? They're like, yeah, sure. Now, if you go to small airports, they'll look at you and be like, what the hell do I do with this? If you're in big cities, they'll be like, we got your back. But in small cities, they're like, I think this has to go through the machine. I'm like, no. They'll damage my film. They'll fuck it up. No. They're like, can you please hand check it? They're like, and then there'll be someone come and be like, don't worry, I got this. Sorry about that. Here, we'll hand check it. Now for the last story, like this one has takes place at MFF, and I remember I took a photo of Corey on the 127 film camera at the event. So by the time I showed it at TSA, I had like all the film stuff in the Ziploc bags, and I was like, "Hey, can you hand check this?" They're like, "Yeah." And so what happened was one of the security guards like pulled out the Ziploc bag and they saw like all the Polaroid photos of the event. They're like, "Oh my god, this is interesting!" Like a lot of it looked like something like out of a movie scene because the way they're like going through the photos and stuff.
Going through the crime photos.
So after they checked through my stuff, I went to TSA, and then after they were hand checking my film, it was really interesting because when they do the hand check, and they have this weird machine that looks like a weird like industrial commercialized blender machine. Like I don't know how it works, but they put like my film in there and stuff. And then when one of the guys that are there, they put my 127 film in there, and the guy was like, "Wait, what?" Sir, can you real quick? Yeah, what's up? Is this 127 film? Yeah, why? What's up? Dude, I haven't seen one of these in like so many years. Like, where the hell did you get this? Do they still make these? I was like, oh yeah, they still make those. They're like, you get them. Because like the security guy was like, oh my god, dude, I used to take a lot of photos on this film back when I was young and blah 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 blah. I haven't seen one of these in years. They still make them? I'm like, yeah, the company in Japan that still make these. You'd be surprised. They're still available on the market. They're like, oh man, I gotta get one of these. I'm like, yeah, go for it, man. So after that, I got my stuff back. They're like, here you go, bud. And I was like, thank you, man. Have an awesome day. You too.
My grandparents had one, and they had to walk me through it and how to work it because I was young and dumb and
full of cum.
Like things like Game Boy. That's for. I was gonna say you stole what I was gonna say, but that was for later. But whatever. You ruined it. You ruined it for me. I'm leaving. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, world.
Bye.
And
What is it with
now
people
story
smacking?
time with Corey Coyote.
Hooray! So,
No problem.
MFF 2019, the last time we were there. So, if you may remember, a very, very handsome Doberman came over my room to make some content with us. And it was one of the happiest moments I can recall, for at least, as Kira will probably tell you. The few hours leading up to Duke coming over our room was basically me parading around in very promiscuous clothing, very excited, just waiting for the big bad Doberman to come over. To put it lightly, I was very, very excited. And I'm literally, pacing the door, like checking my wrist, constantly like looking at the times, like, when's he coming over? When's he coming over? He said he'd be here an hour ago.
Stay still.
I was literally.
You were basically a husky for about a good while.
I was fidgeting like mad because I was so happy. I mean, this technically was on camera as well, but that's like the stuff that we put on YouTube was like not even half of it. The only reason that ended up in there was because he managed to get hold of my camera, figured out how it worked, and then basically just recorded all of that stuff of me going, Senpai is coming over, Thank you, by the way. I'm very grateful for it.
It's forever mortalized.
And it's just a shame it was at the end of the convention because I wanted more. So I hear a on the door, and that ain't like a regular knock. It's like a big beefy knock, that kind of thing, the one that sends a shiver down your spine.
Before you heard, tell us what you were doing before the knock.
What was I doing before the knock?
Please do.
Enlighten illusion.
Enlighten us. Oh yeah, I was doing puppy poses. Apparently.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I remember that now.
Oddly enough, I don't. So I think memories are being put into my head that are not there.
You're a terrible liar, and you know that.
True.
Yes, I am. I was so excited that Kira and Pup No were like tidying up the room for me, and I'm like, no, this glass has to go over here. It's that's not neat enough. It's like standards, girl. Standards, girl.
She's going to clean this whole place yesterday. You can fuck yourself. And you even cleaned, and I had to re-clean your cleaning.
You gotta do this properly. So yeah, big knock at the door. Thump, thump, thump. That's him. Open the door. 6'5" behemoth of just pure muscle and testosterone just stands above me, and I'm like, oh! But behind him, there was this dude that had seen Duke in the lobby and basically followed him up the stairs. And they knew who I was as well, and obviously knew who Duke was. And they said hello and stuff like that. As soon as Duke came in, he just sat outside our room, like pretty much like nose pressed up against the glass kind of thing, just waiting for someone to come out. Duke had a literal stalker outside of our room. Kira didn't dare go out. Pup No didn't dare go out. Me and Shooter did, but we didn't want any like confrontation or anything like that.
Yeah,
we wanted
I remember that.
Yeah, we wanted to like, you know, be a bit louder and stuff, but we couldn't because this stalker literally just sat outside our room, just, you know, waiting for someone to come out. So we had to actually call security just to basically make this guy go away. It was so weird.
It was really uncomfortable for me at the time. Duke was literally like, hey, can you do something about this guy?
It's like, this is making me uncomfortable. What can we do about this? And by the way, I should point out that he turned up at our room with a complete hangover. He was not in the best condition, so we had to treat him very, very, very delicately. Security turns up and tell him to shoo, basically. Shoo. And now, I've got Duke. Oh, I should point out, okay, that the entire time that these two, Kira and Shooter and Pup No, are all basically laughing at me because I'm just, you know, fanboying so much because I'm like...
Oh, it's
like,
very funny.
People think, okay, my attraction or crush on Duke is like something for just like views and stuff like that. No.
It's very real.
Yeah. As I'm about to point out, we make our video and obviously he invites me to sit on his lap. And am I going to say no to that or refuse that? Never in a million years. So I'm literally just sat on Duke's lap, you know, arms around him, fully in my happy place. And at that point, it's like it just dawns on us, it's like, this is the last day of the convention. I'm flying home tomorrow, and I've got literally no time left. This is my, you know, last, you know, moments. But I'm also that happy. And do you know, I sound like a right flippin' stalker. But no, I was just so happy. And then I literally just put my arms around him, and I just bursting into tears, like bawl my eyes out crying. Like, because it was just one of those moments, like, this is probably not going to happen for a very long time. He didn't realize it, though, but he thought that he'd upset me or something like that, because I had to go into the toilet to just, like, dry my eyes and stuff like that. Take my fursuit head off. And then...
That was honestly really wholesome when he was, like, concerned about you. Oh my god.
It was wholesome and adorable.
I remember, like, me and Illusion and Pup No were there, and then he's just like, is he okay? And we're like, yeah, no, he's fine. He's having the time of his life.
He's just a very emotional person.
It's like he's really enamored with you. We promise, like, you didn't do anything wrong. He's just like overcome with emotion.
That was me, basically. I had absolutely no control whatsoever. Streams came out of my eyes, basically, at that point. It's kind of like two stories in one, because there's the creepy stalker part of it, and then there's the wholesome getting the crush of my dreams.
I actually love this story. Like, I love being part of this.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I want to thank you for it.
There we go.
I want to thank you for this.
Yeah, he's being wholesome. Welcome to my vlog, guys. We're gonna have some fondue. Yeah.
Screw you! No! I had to turn on pickups.
Hell yeah, dig in.
Draven was doing the chocolate fountain thing.
Yeah.
You take this, and then
shrimp in the chocolate fondue.
Shrimp chocolate. Yeah, you can do that.
Right here.
Oh
right here's
my
actually
goodness.
a really good spot.
Get out. Get out. Get in the cheese. Get in the cheese. Maverick's having a cheese hot tub.
This is the new hot tub stream.
It's being dipped in cheese. Molten cheese, so you can be eaten.
This right here, chat, is my dinner.
Oh.